Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brie if you're new here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I did with my first cut crease. It was so hard, oh my gosh, but I really like it. So I'm pretty proficient when it comes to matte makeup. I feel like it gives me that blurred filtered look that I really love. When it comes to dewy, I'm still taking strides, baby steps. But I really like this look. It's really fun, and yeah, it makes me feel really sexy, really sultry. But if you are looking forward to this look, please stay tuned and continue watching this video so you guys can see how I got it. If you have not already and you are liking my videos, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You can turn your post notifications on so you'll know when my videos go up. And yeah, let's keep watching. Alright guys, so today we're gonna hop right into the video. I'm thinking I'm going full-blown glam today. Like, I really haven't done my face like a beat, like I'm talking about full matte in like a long time. That's the only look I used to wear for cheer, especially because I was always jumping up and down and we sweat and we run flags and, you know, all up and down the dang field. My face needed to stay put. So I will always do a matte look. So I think that's what I'm gonna go for today. I've been trying a new technique with my brows. So what I'm gonna be using today is, first, I'm gonna be using the NYX Fill and Fluff eyebrow pencil, and I'm gonna use that to carve out my brows. And then I'm gonna go in with Benefit's Dip Brow, it's called the Cabrow, in 4.5, and I'm gonna use that to fill because I want them to look natural but still beat at the same time. I'm gonna take my little spoolie here and I'm just gonna brush. And then I'm gonna take my Fill and Fluff brow pencil and just kind of outline the brows to the shape that I want them to. Next, I'm going to take the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in Caramel, and I'm going to use that to carve out my brows. So after I finished my brows, I'm going to go ahead and prime my eye because I'm going to start with my eyeshadow first. Today I'm going to be attempting a cut crease. I've never done one before, but I have been watching videos, so I think I can do it, but I'm going to try my best, and it's a learning mistake. I'm going as I go, and yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to take the... I guess I'll stick with the same concealer today. I'm going to go back in with that Fit Me concealer because I am using a mattifying concealer. I am going to use that. I'm going to go back in with that Fit Me concealer in 40. And I'm just going to place that on my lid. Next, I'm going to set my eye with the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder in the shade Honey. I'm going to be using 3 different palettes today. First, I'm going to be using the Sweet Talk palette by ColourPop. And I'm going to be using this shade Work It as my transition color. So I'm going to start with this fluffy blender brush. I'm going to take that all the way into my crease and kind of swoop it out into a angle right here, like a wing. I'm going to start it here and take it into my I'm also putting that a little bit above my crease because if you look, when I put my eyes down, I have a pretty deep crease. So I don't want all of that to be hidden in my eye crease. So I'm gonna take it a little down. I'm gonna take it a little bit above, right under my brow bone. Next, I'm gonna take the color West Side in that same palette. And I'm just gonna bring some dimension into that shade, just a little bit, nothing crazy. Next, I'm going to take that first shade and I'm just going to kind of smooth and blend those two colors together at the top. I'll be dipping in the Masquerade Mini by Juvia's Place. I'm going to be taking the color Zulu. I'm also going to be mixing that with Fulani right here, this deeper shade. And then I'm gonna take my NYX Radiant Finish setting spray, spray that, and I'm gonna place that into my crease. That turned out better than I expected. All right, so I'm gonna take that concealer one more time and I'm gonna go ahead and carve out my crease. Alright, so after I carve my crease, then I'm going to go into the Morphe Nature Glow palette in 350. And I'm going to take a light shade, so maybe this yellow right here. And I'm going to use a flat brush. And I'm going to go ahead and place that in the cut or on my lid. Not the cut. Next, I'm gonna take that same color that I did the actual like line for the cut crease, that one, and I'm actually going to kind of make me like a liner. Alright, so I went ahead and added lashes off camera. So I'm going to go ahead and start my face. I'm going to start with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer in the shade Cappuccino. And I'm going to go ahead and use this to contour my face. I'm taking the MAC Pro Conceal and Correct palette in dark, and I'm going to take this red orange color right here. Sorry for my palette, I use this a lot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this under my eye to correct the darkness that I have. Next, I'm going to take that Maybelline Fit Me concealer and I'm going to go ahead and correct over that. I'm also going to go ahead and highlight my other regions. For my full base, my foundation, I'm taking the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the colors 332 and 334. So I'm gonna mix these two colors together because this one is more like a yellow and it kind of matches more my olive tones, but I'm also a little bit warmer. So I'm gonna blend them together just to give me the shade that I'm really looking for. The one thing I dislike about this foundation is there's no pump. Like, I hate the pour. It's like, it stresses me out because first of all, I be spilling everything. I'm so clumsy. I'm like a klutz. Like, it just doesn't make no sense. I just be dropping everything. For my under eyes, just because I like my middle region a little bit lighter, because you know, you're not supposed to be all the same color here, I'm taking the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I'm going to go ahead and place that in my T-zone area. So after I let that sit for a few minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and buff that out. I like to use this brush just because I can place it into the spots that I want to. I'm still kind of iffy when it comes to the sponges and beauty blenders, so I do what I know. Since I have a heart-shaped kind of face where my forehead is like wider, kind of makes that heart up here, it's wide here, my temples go in, and my cheekbones come out, but my face is narrow, I want to keep that concealer on the tops of my apples. So when I smile, I don't want that concealer to come down here because what'll happen is it'll drag my face down. And I have pretty high features, so I don't want to drag my face down. I'm gonna keep my concealer as high as possible. And since I have a wider forehead, I'm gonna try to keep the concealer in the center, more like around this area, because I contoured up here to kind of bring attention and make my forehead look dimensionally smaller. Is dimensionally even a word? At the current moment, powdering with a brush is a lot easier for me because I control how much I put on in the area. I don't want my eyes to be too dry underneath. So for my powder contour today, I'm going to be using the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette. I'm actually going to be using the contour shade today because I'm looking for a really sharp look, but I don't ever use this color because it's so dark. Like I think it's too dark for my complexion. So I'm going to be really gentle and we go test this out a little bit. Let me start with my cheeks. I'm gonna go really lightly just so I'm not like packing it on in one spot. I'm gonna go under my cheeks. I'm really focusing on putting my contour in my temples because what I'm trying to do is kind of make my face a little bit more even. So I'm shrinking this side of my face in order for my forehead and chin to kind of look or give the appearance of the same. Ooh, that was the joke of the century when I was growing up. Girl, you got a big old forehead. Okay. I'm still cute though. I'm not really going to super contour my jawline, just more back here to give it some actual sharpness. But I don't want to like reduce the size of my jaw because I'm trying to keep my head around the same shape all around. But my chin, I don't want it to be too pointy, so I'm definitely going to reduce that. Very cute. Next, I'm going to take that Sculpt shade, or it looks like a bronzer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bronze over top in between that highlight and that contour. Kind of give them like a blend. I don't like when my nose is too sharp because it's already really wide. So I don't want to draw too much attention to it. And I just feel like super sharp line on my nose, it hasn't been looking right. I don't know, I'm evolving past that. I want to kind of do a reverse contour. So I'm going to take that Laura Mercier setting powder and a damp beauty blender or a sponge. This isn't beauty blender. And I'm going to kind of carve out my cheek. And we'll dust any excess away. And then I'm gonna set my face with the NYX Radiant Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray. I'm looking good already, and I didn't even do my lips yet. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take that ColourPop palette one more time and use the shade Work It. And I'm gonna go ahead and create some dimension underneath my eye. Next, I'm gonna take those two shades that I used in the Masquerade Mini by Juvia palette. And I'm gonna use Zulu and Fulani, and I'm gonna connect that to my cut crease. Next, I'm gonna take this white eye pencil from NYX, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that in my waterline. For my highlight, I'm taking Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Nicole Guerrero palette, and I'm gonna take Glow Getter, be very gentle. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in my tear duct. And then for some extra zoom, I'm gonna put that underneath my eyebrow. I'm gonna take this random pencil that I got from the hair store in dark brown. I think it's called Ruby Kisses. And I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips. Next, I'm going to take the NYX Lip Lingerie in the shade After Hours. Finally, I'm going to take this lipstick from the Lip Bar in the shade Baby Bellini, and I'm going to go ahead and set that right in the middle. And then to top that off, I'm going to take the NYX Butter Gloss in Praline. I thought it came out so good. I know I'm smiling a lot. Let me stop before I crease my face. I thought it came out so good. I feel really fun, kind of flirty, real sexy with this. Like, this is the look. It's a vibe. Like, I feel like I would definitely do this again in the future. I know it's probably not perfect, like as cut as it should be, but this was my first time. And hey, if you have some tips, go ahead and leave them down below in the comments. But other than that, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're really feeling this. And if you want to be notified when my videos go up, go ahead and hit that bell button at the bottom so you can turn your notifications on every time I drop a video. I will be getting back to my normal posting schedule every Wednesday. I took a couple weeks off because I recently just moved and I needed some time to get myself settled, get my station and my area set up, and I didn't get the memo where you're supposed to record like a couple videos before you do anything. So now I know in the future when I'm going to town or moving or whatever, I'll record some videos beforehand so I can keep you guys on a constant schedule.